So my videos aren't generally scripted. I got an overview of what I want to talk about, what I want to show you, and that's it. I just go on natural feel, so there are going to be missing details. My aims for these videos is basically a crash course to give you the base details and the base recipes to help you get started, to survive your world and do your own thing. As there is already brilliant in-depth guides on YouTube, such as Mischief Of Mice. I've also come across this small channel called Shazzaverse. They've got 2-minute videos on stuff like windmills, clay, cooking meals, and they're 2-minute long. They are worth watching. Go check them out. I've left the links in the description down below. So my aims for day 2 are weapons, spear. I only have enough flint for the spear, so whilst I'm talking and overviewing about today, I will just nap it. Today I will be looking for clay specifically. Whilst I'm doing that, I'll be food gathering, and I'm going to get some reed baskets, which are different than hand baskets, to get some storage so I can empty out my inventory. Now with the torch, they will extinguish if you leave them up on the wall or you put them down somewhere after 2 in-game days. So you're going to have to, refresh them. Also, when you drop them, they won't burn you or anything else unless you are holding it in your hand and using the crouch key and setting something on fire. I'm going to be showing you how to change a couple of the world config settings if you didn't or like it, or you've gotten used to the game and you want to just change things out. I'm going to do the temple stability first with a capital S, and I'm going to put it as true, as in turn it on. And now I'm going to do the creature hostility, and again with a capital H, and put aggressive. So if you want it passive, you put passive. If you want aggressive, you put aggressive. And then you exit the game and then re-enter it. Now that I've exited the game and re-entered, you can see a gear. If it turns anti-clockwise, it is an unstable area. If it turns clockwise, it is a stable area. If it doesn't move at all while it's full, you're good. It does have a fill meter, so if you are in an unstable area for long enough, things will get weird. And how it refills is you get into a stable area. That's the base of it. So now that I've collected 24 pieces of cattails, I'm going to click and drag with the left mouse click and put it in a circle like so, and there's your reed basket. And then you just click where you want it. I'm going to go back to my homestead. Now there isn't many choices for early game storage. Reed baskets have 8 inventory slots, and later on you can make storage vessels out of clay. You may find aged crates, but that only holds 1 item, but it can hold a lot of it. Later on, when you get copper nails and planks and tools, you can make chests and trunks. This is tule. It can also be used for thatch. You can also cook the roots. Awesome. So this is horsetail. I'm going to gather some up here, and then I'm going to show you the recipe to make horsetail poultices, which is a healing item. So I'm going to put the horsetail above the cattail, and it's every 4 horsetail to every 2 cattails to make 4 poultices. Resin. This is how it looks like and can be harvested for mechanical parts later on in your game. Do not harvest this tree once you've collected the resin, as it will replenish itself over time. Don't forget to mark this on your map. Now you will have to check all 4 sides of this tree to find it, They can also spawn on whatever height of the tree is. So it can be on the bottom one or it could be the very top one. What I like to do is cut down the block above where the resin is and strip all the leaves. So you know which tree it is if you're in the midst of a pine forest. This is a recipe for the crude shield. It doesn't take away all the damage, but it does mitigate it a little. You also may want to look up in your handbook improvised armor or your options for your armor. In your world you will find ruins. I have the better ruins mod, so I don't know if this is vanilla. You can gather the aged blocks. There will be cracked vessels and bony soil. You just have to look for them. There will be occasional loot as well. This is bony soil. Its main use is just to pan it for loot. And that's cracked vessels. You get different types of cracked vessels, such as ore, farming, tool, food, and yada yada. Now with the loot you can get extremely lucky and get some copper tools if you find a tool vessel, but unfortunately I just got flint. Since 1.20 red clay has been added and some things have changed about clay. It is now the most common type of clay where you can find it in the ground, hilltops and cliff sides. Blue clay is no longer the norm for the most common. It is rarer, and fire clay is even more rarer still, which now only spawns under certain types of coal. Shazzaverse, the channel I mentioned at the beginning of my video, has a great 2-minute video about how to find clay, if you want to know more. Now clay is an important step for you to progress through your game. You can't really progress without it. Making better meals with a cooking pot, smelting your metal with a crucible into a tool mold or an ingot mold. Now I like to just gather up about 2 to 3 stacks for the essentials, but you can collect way more than that, as you can use it for cobblestone as well. So once you get all your molds that you want to use and get started with, you can go ahead and create cobblestone for building if that's what you want, or just stockpile it. So I'm going to make a tool rack, just like so, to put away my tools for the moment, as I will not be using them or needing them right now, and I want to free up some space on my hotbar to do this. Knapping clay isn't too dissimilar than knapping flint. You'll need to crouch down and right click with the clay in your hand and then select the mold from your menu here. I'm going to do one cooking pot, because I only ever need to use 1 or 2, but you can make more if you like. I'm going to make 4 crock pots, 4 bowls and a crucible. Now it's quite simple. You just take away clay with the left mouse key and you add on with the right mouse key, and you just follow the grid lines. You press the F key for the menu, for the voxel menu, and there's a duplicate tab which also duplicates your previous layer, as you can see on the screen now. Now this is quite a very easy thing to do, but if you do not like knapping in this game, there is a mod to automate it. I cannot remember what it is called, but I will leave it in the description after this video so you can check it out for yourself, as some may actually struggle with finding the difference between the grid lines, the red and the green, which is green you add on and red you take away. So there's no right or wrong on making your clay pots and vessels and whatever you want, your molds. These are just the essential parts that I feel like you need. You're definitely going to want to make a hammer and a pickaxe mold, but there's nothing stopping you from making ingot molds and planters, whatever you want if you've got enough clay for it. Pit kilns are essential for baking your clay molds. They are a simple construction. You only need a 1 block hole. Some people like to use packed dirt surrounding them, but I'm just going to do it just very basic. You need 10 pieces of grass, 8 pieces of sticks, and 4 pieces of fuel, unless it's a storage vessel, 8 pieces of fuel. I found some peat, luckily, so I'm using peat instead of firewood because it is faster. Now, I didn't record when gathering peat, but it is usually very common and plentiful in the temperate climates where it's more common for rainfall, unless they've changed it from 1.20. So now that I've placed all my moulds and fuel into the pit kilns, I'm going to cover it 1 block above them, so if it rains it will not put them out. Now that I got it covered to protect it from rain, I'm going to destroy anything that is flammable within a 2 block radius so it doesn't set anything alight. Now, this isn't the best pit kiln, but I just wanted to show you how really simple it is to just get started. Most people cover it in packed dirt and make it fancy and stuff like that. But it's really not necessary to worry too much. If fire spreads, you can put them out by hand. Don't just walk into the fire though. And you can dig around it to stop it from spreading. So in the next episode, I will be gathering copper bits, harvesting trees to make charcoal, and I will be gathering food crops to make some meals and start setting up some farm plots. So, as always, see you in the next one. Take care and catch you later.